Apple just concluded their October event and it was absolutely incredible. We finally saw the announcement of the highly anticipated M1X MacBook Pros, but there was a little bit of a surprise. We now have two brand new M1 chips, M1 Pro and M1 Max, taking the already fantastic performance of the M1 Max to a whole nother level. With M1 Pro, you can expect to get 3 times the performance of M1, along with 200 gigabytes a second of bandwidth, 33.7 billion transistors, which is 2 times that of M1, and we now have a 10-core CPU, which is 70% faster than the previous 8-core CPU, and the GPU cores have been doubled to 16, providing 2 times faster performance. And the increased performance already of this M1 Pro chip is absolutely mind-blowing. But it gets even better. With M1 Max, you get a 10-core CPU with 400 gigabytes a second of bandwidth and 57 billion transistors, providing up to 4 times the graphics performance and an extra 2 times for video encoding. This can also be combined with up to 64 gigabytes of RAM, which is unheard of in a notebook. With the new M1 Pro and M1 Max, we get high-level desktop computer performance in a portable laptop that comes in a very portable form factor with 2 different size variations. The new MacBook Pro is available in 2 different sizes, the brand new 14-inch and the very popular 16-inch from the last generation. There's been some major improvements to the displays. We have thinner bezels up to 60% at the top of the screen, and we also have this brand new camera notch which houses the new 1080p FaceTime camera that has 2 times better low light performance. I'll be interested to see whether this camera notch gets in the way and is annoying when you're using the MacBook Pro, but they seem to have positioned it so it sort of sits bang in the middle of the taskbar, so hopefully it will be okay. We now finally have a HDR display inside of a MacBook Pro with the Liquid Retina XDR. This is the same screen that is found inside of the M1 iPad Pro 12.9-inch and is made up of mini LED technology with a brightness of 1000 nits and a peak brightness of 1600 nits. This new display has an incredibly high resolution. The 16-inch model has 7.7 million pixels and the 14-inch model has 5.9 million pixels, which is sharper than the last 16-inch model from a few years ago. And these MacBook Pros just keep getting better and now support ProMotion, giving you a 120Hz refresh rate, which is going to be very noticeable on a laptop, just like it is on the larger iPads. Finally, the MacBook Pro will no longer require a crazy amount of adapters in your backpack, and I'm very glad to see the return of the HDMI port and an SD card slot. We have the return of the classic MagSafe charger, but you can still charge a laptop via Type-C if you prefer those adapters. The headphone jack has also been improved with support for high impedance headphones. There's also a variety of Thunderbolt 4 connections that enables further external display support and incredibly fast transfer speeds. On the topic of transfer speeds, the internal SSD has had a huge performance boost, with read speeds of up to 7.4 gigabytes a second. Another notable improvement is the battery life. With the 14-inch model, you can expect to get 17 hours of video playback, and with the 16-inch, you can get up to 21 hours, which is a 10-hour improvement. We have to thank the efficiency of the M1 chips for this fantastic battery life performance. Because of their such low power consumption, this allows you to have incredible performance but very minimal power draw. Now, if you intend to use this MacBook Pro docked at your desk as well as on the move, you'll now be pleased to know that we have an increase in the external display support. A huge negative of the previous M1 MacBook Pro was the fact you could only connect up to 1 external display without crazy adapters. Whereas now, with the M1 Pro, you can connect up to 2 external displays, and with the M1 Max, you can connect up to 4 external monitors. Another improvement worth mentioning is the new keyboard. This is basically the exact same full-size keyboard that comes with the new M1 iMac, but it is integrated into a laptop. It has the exact same keyboard and also Touch ID. And as expected with the MacBook Pro, there is a fantastic trackpad that supports Force Touch. I think the new MacBook Pro is the perfect laptop that Apple fans have been waiting for many years. I have pre-ordered both the 14-inch and 16-inch MacBook Pros, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see all of my videos as soon as they release on the 26th of October.